Pain. Everyone experiences it. Some hide from it. Some try to ignore it. Some allow it to crush their spirit. Yet there is another path. A path that transforms pain into fuel. Pain is not just suffering. Pain is a signal, a message from life, a teacher that forces us to awaken. Highly successful people understand this secret. Every setback, every heartbreak, every failure, every rejection, every loss, it is not meant to stop you. It is meant to forge you. Imagine a blacksmith heating iron. The fire burns. It hurts. It can damage if uncontrolled. But in the hands of a master, the fire shapes strength. Your pain is that fire. It may hurt now, but if you channel it properly, it becomes your power. Pain can be a poison or a potion. It can destroy your hope or ignite your determination. Every moment you feel hurt, disappointed, or defeated, you have a choice. Will you dwell in misery, blaming life, blaming others, blaming circumstances? Or will you use this pain as fuel, as energy to push harder, to reach higher, to become stronger than you ever imagined? Pain is the secret ingredient of greatness. Without it, many would never realize what they are capable of. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. What matters is what you choose to do when pain comes knocking. Highly successful people are not immune to pain. They feel loss, heartbreak, failure, and despair like everyone else. The difference is not in the intensity of their pain, it is in their response. Pain becomes a catalyst for growth. When you get fired from a job, it can destroy your self-esteem, or it can motivate you to build something even greater. When a relationship ends, it can leave you bitter, or it can teach you lessons about love, boundaries, and strength. When a goal fails, it can break your spirit, or it can teach you resilience and clarity for your next attempt. The fire of pain fuels the engine of extraordinary achievements. Pain teaches lessons we cannot learn any other way. It forces us to confront ourselves, it forces reflection, introspection, and self-awareness. Most people avoid this. They try to numb it. They try to escape. But growth never happens in avoidance. The fire of pain burns away excuses, illusions, and limitations. It reveals the raw truth. You are stronger than you think, braver than you imagine, and more capable than you have been giving yourself credit for. Your challenge is to see pain differently, not as punishment, not as something to resent, not as a burden, but as a signal, a spark, a fuel. Imagine a car. Pain is not the obstacle. Pain is the fuel tank. If you don't put it to use, it sits there useless, wasted energy. But if you harness it, it propels you forward faster, stronger, and further than you ever thought possible. This is why the world's most successful, powerful, and resilient individuals share one thing in common. They turn their worst moments into their greatest motivators. They transformed heartbreak into purpose, failure into lessons, rejection into clarity, and doubt into unstoppable determination. Pain did not defeat them, it drove them. And that is exactly what you can do starting today. Pain is not your enemy, it is raw energy. And raw energy, if left uncontrolled, can burn you. But if directed with intention, it becomes power. In part 1, we understood that pain is inevitable. Now in part 2, we talk about transformation. How to take that pain and convert it into forward motion. Most people experience pain and immediately shrink. They withdraw. They isolate. They question their worth. They replay the situation again and again in their mind. They ask, why did this happen to me? But that question keeps you stuck in the past. Highly resilient people ask a different question, how can I use this? That single shift changes everything. Your breakup? Use it to build emotional strength. Your failure? Use it to refine your approach. Your betrayal? Use it to strengthen your boundaries. Pain contains information. It reveals weaknesses. It exposes gaps. It highlights areas that need growth. If you pay attention instead of running away, pain becomes your most honest coach. Think about athletes. When they lose a championship, they don't sit forever in disappointment. They study the game footage, they analyze mistakes, they adjust strategy. That loss becomes fuel for the next season. Your life works the same way. When you feel hurt, instead of collapsing, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, what is this teaching me? What part of me needs to grow? What skill must I develop? What mindset must I change? Reflection turns pain into clarity. Another powerful way to turn pain into fuel is through action. Action dissolves emotional stagnation. When you sit still in your pain, it grows heavier. When you move, even in small ways, it begins to transform. Go to the gym, start the project, learn the skill, write the plan. Have the difficult conversation. Movement creates momentum. Momentum builds confidence. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting to feel better before taking action. But growth rarely waits for comfort. In fact, action is often what creates healing. Pain can also ignite purpose. Some of the most impactful leaders, creators, and entrepreneurs built their mission out of personal struggle. When someone experiences hardship and decides, "I don't want anyone else to feel this," that pain becomes purpose. It becomes a calling. Your struggles might not be random. They might be preparation. The betrayal you experienced may teach you loyalty. The financial hardship may teach you discipline. The loneliness may teach you independence. The criticism may teach you confidence. Everything painful carries potential. But here is the truth. Transformation requires ownership. You cannot turn pain into fuel if you stay in blame mode. Blame drains power. Ownership generates power. The moment you say, "This hurt me, but I will grow from it," you reclaim control. Another key principle is emotional processing. Turning pain into fuel does not mean pretending it doesn't hurt. It does not mean suppressing feelings. Strength is not emotional denial. Strength is emotional mastery. Feel it, acknowledge it, understand it, then decide what to do with it. Unprocessed pain becomes bitterness. Processed pain becomes wisdom. And wisdom is power. Resilience is built through repetition. Every time you face pain and choose growth instead of surrender, you build internal strength. It is like lifting emotional weights. The first time is heavy. The second time is still hard. But gradually, you become stronger, and something incredible happens. Your tolerance for discomfort increases. What once broke you now barely shakes you. This is how you become unshakable. Pain also sharpens focus. When something deeply hurts you, it wakes you up. It reminds you that life is fragile. It reminds you that time is limited. It reminds you that comfort is not guaranteed. That awareness can ignite urgency. Instead of drifting through life passively, you become intentional. You become focused. You stop wasting time. You stop settling. You stop playing small. Pain can awaken ambition, but only if you choose to channel it. Let me tell you something important. Revenge is weak fuel. Growth is powerful fuel. Some people use pain to prove others wrong. That may give short bursts of motivation, but it burns out. True fuel comes from proving yourself right, from becoming stronger for you, not to impress others. Internal motivation lasts longer than external validation. You don't need to show the world your pain. You don't need applause for your growth. You need discipline. You need vision. You need commitment, and when you combine pain with purpose and discipline, you become unstoppable. There will be days when memories resurface, when doubts creep back in, when old wounds sting again. On those days, remind yourself, this is energy. Energy can be redirected. Take that frustration and channel it into focus. Take that sadness and channel it into creativity. Take that anger and channel it into productivity. Energy is never destroyed. It is transformed. The people who win in life are not those who avoided pain. They are those who used it. Your scars are not signs of weakness. They are proof of survival. They are evidence that you endured, and endurance is strength. So don't waste your pain. Do not let it sit idle. Do not let it turn into bitterness. Do not let it convince you that you are small. Let it push you. Let it discipline you. Let it refine you. Let it awaken you. Pain is temporary. Growth is permanent. The version of you that emerges after transformation will be wiser, sharper, calmer, and stronger than ever before. And this is only the beginning. We talked about transforming wounds into weapons. Now we go deeper into mindset. Because turning pain into fuel is not a one-time decision. It is a daily mental discipline. It is a way of thinking that must be trained, strengthened, and reinforced. Here is the truth. Adversity does not build character, it reveals it. When life hits hard, you discover what you truly believe about yourself. Do you believe you are weak? Do you believe you are unlucky? Do you believe life is unfair to you? Or do you believe you are capable of adapting, growing, and rising? Your belief system determines your response. Highly resilient individuals understand something powerful. Suffering is part of the human experience. It is not personal. It is not targeted. It is universal. Every great story includes struggle. Think about any powerful transformation story. Whether in sports, business, art, or leadership, there is always a breaking point before the breakthrough. Always a valley before the peak. Always darkness before clarity. The difference between those who rise and those who remain stuck is interpretation. Two people can go through the same pain. One becomes bitter, the other becomes better. The event is the same. The meaning is different. And meaning shapes destiny. If you see pain as proof that you are incapable, you shrink. If you see pain as preparation for growth, you expand. This is mindset mastery. An unstoppable mindset does not deny difficulty. It simply refuses to be defined by it. When pressure increases, average thinking says, "This is too much." Unstoppable thinking says, "This is making me stronger." When challenges appear, average thinking says, "Why is this happening?" Unstoppable thinking says, "What is this shaping me into?" You must understand that resilience is not built in comfort. It is built in chaos. Comfort teaches nothing. Comfort maintains. Pressure transforms. If you want strength, you must accept resistance. Just like muscles grow through tension, your character grows through adversity. This is why you cannot run from hardship. You must face it. Running delays growth. Facing accelerates it. An unstoppable mindset also practices emotional control. Pain creates intense emotions: anger, sadness, frustration, doubt. These emotions are natural, but if they control you, they sabotage you. Mental strength means you feel emotions without becoming ruled by them. You may feel anger, but you choose productive action instead of destruction. You may feel sadness, but you choose reflection instead of isolation. You may feel fear, but you choose courage instead of retreat. Control does not mean suppression. It means direction. You cannot stop emotions from rising, but you can control what you do next. Another key principle is long-term vision. When you are inside pain, it feels permanent. It feels endless. But if you zoom out, if you see your life as a long journey instead of a single chapter, everything changes. This is just one chapter, not the entire book. The struggle you face today may become the story that inspires others tomorrow. Many people who achieved greatness once stood exactly where you are: confused, hurt, uncertain. The difference? They refused to let that moment define their entire future. They endured. Endurance is power, not flashy power, not loud power. Quiet power. The power to wake up again after disappointment. The power to try again after rejection. The power to stand up after failure. That is the power that builds legends. And here is something even deeper. Adversity clarifies identity. When everything is going well, it is easy to feel confident. But when everything falls apart, you discover who you truly are. Are you someone who quits? Or are you someone who adapts? Every painful experience gives you an opportunity to redefine yourself. Instead of saying, "This broke me," say, "This built me." Instead of saying, "I lost everything," say, "I'm rebuilding better." Language matters. Self-talk matters. The way you narrate your struggle becomes the blueprint for your comeback. If your internal voice says, "I can't handle this," your body follows. If your internal voice says, "I will survive this," your body strengthens. You must become the leader of your own mind. Because if you don't control your thoughts will control you. An unstoppable mindset also understands patience. Transformation is not instant. Healing is not immediate. Growth is not linear. There will be days of progress and days of setback. Do not mistake slow progress for failure. The seed underground does not look like growth, but it is developing roots. Sometimes your pain is building roots, strengthening foundations that no one else can see. Trust the process. Trust that this discomfort is shaping resilience. Trust that this challenge is developing wisdom. Trust that this hardship is increasing endurance. And most importantly, trust yourself. You have survived 100% of your worst days so far. That is evidence, that is strength. You are more resilient than you realize. Pain did not destroy you. And if you are still here, you are still capable. Don't waste your pain by shrinking. Use it to expand. Don't waste your pain by complaining. Use it to build. Don't waste your pain by doubting. Use it to prove your own potential. Pressure can either crush you or create you. The choice is not in what happens. The choice is in how you respond. And when you consistently respond with growth, discipline, reflection, and courage, something powerful happens. You become unshakable, not because life is easy, but because you are stronger. If you're serious about taking action in your life, stop waiting and start now. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, because here on this channel, we bring you daily motivation, life-changing insights, and the push you need to stop procrastinating and start achieving. Don't just watch, take action, and let's rise together.